Drew McIntyre has been suspended. Plus, a new WWE champion was crowned on SmackDown last night. And we have a major update on the return of Kevin Owens. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. Drew McIntyre has been suspended. Naughty boy.
Doing my boy dirty.
Oh, it's been a tough time for Iron Drew, hasn't it, Fraser?
It has. He's getting mugged off every single time he goes up and tries to get that WWE Championship. First it was WrestlePalooza, then it was Saturday night's main event, and now last night on SmackDown they've just gone, you know what? Yeah, you're suspended. I mean, he did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong.
He just turned up to work and did nothing wrong and then got suspended.
They should be grateful. He's given them exciting TV. No, he's suspended due to his actions on last night's SmackDown, which we saw Cody Rhodes face Aleister Black. Finally, a new challenger.
Hell
is rising up the cards a little bit. We've kind of had a big lack of top heels on SmackDown. It's just Drew. That's about it. So we needed someone new to come up and sort of fill that spot. Looks like Drew isn't too happy that someone filled that spot, though.
No, he's not. He dropped Ryan Tran, the referee that hasn't really been the most auspicious as a referee lately.
Yeah, like Drew's not a fan.
Not a fan of Ryan Tran. Ryan Tran got a Claymore for his trouble, and then Drew McIntyre and Aleister Black teamed up on Cody Rhodes. Damian Priest ultimately making the save, and when the dust settled, Nick Aldis officially suspended Drew McIntyre. Big effing and jeffing battle backstage. Yeah. They dropped the F-bomb.
Yeah, it's a rare occurrence in WWE, but hey, when it's used, it's effective. It is effective.
I've got an effing family to feed.
He does.
Was that
They're not playing on any parallels currently in the news that we might talk about later on. Definitely not talking about that. That was just a coincidence. Maybe Drew dropped that without running it past anyone. It could be that way. Obviously, this is a nice position for Drew to still be in, being in that top level scene. Maybe he just needs a couple of weeks off. Maybe they've just gone, right, we need to do something new with you, so you're suspended. Now you could set up a rivalry with Aldis now, because he's got the issue with the referee. Now he's got a real grievance with the general manager. So I would like to see Aldis get back in the ring.
Oh gosh,
Nick Aldis versus Drew McIntyre. Sign me up. But that is hopefully the route they're going with this. Or have Drew take the belt from Cody, because he does deserve it.
Hey, speaking of taking the belts, brand new WWE Women's United States Champion crown last night. Chelsea Green is a two-time champ. She beat Julia in a match that saw, just near the end, Kiana James try and get amongst it. This led to Alba Fire turning up to stop her. And in amongst all of the chaos there, as Julia takes out Alba Fire, we have Chelsea Green rolling up Julia and becoming a two-time Women's US champ.
Yeah, Julia just the other day became the longest reigning Women's US champion in history, bypassing Chelsea Green's first reign with the title, the inaugural reign with the title. And Chelsea Green put a stop to that happening any longer. Yeah. She's now back to being the champion. It feels good to have Chelsea Green as the Women's United States champion. Her work in our first run was great. Her work on SmackDown over the past year and a bit has been phenomenal. Her work in NXT with Ethan Page has been phenomenal. She's now a double champion in the WWE, and it's well earned. So both Ethan Page is the champion of North America, and Chelsea Green is the champion of the United States. Hopefully, both of them turn it into the Canadian Championship.
Oh, could you imagine?
To really embrace Canada.
Proper Lance Storm vibes.
It'd be a lot of fun.
They become the Saskatchewan mixed tag team champions.
Canada's the top country in North America. It quite literally it's at the top. Hopefully this is also a sign that Ethan Page has come to the main roster, because he deserves it. He's been waiting a long time. A main roster call-up did happen last night in the form of NXT star Lash Legend. As Nia Jax was fighting Charlotte Flair, here comes Lash Legend through the crowd to ragdoll Alexa Bliss. Completely. I mean, there's a big height difference between the two of them there. So yeah, completely ragdolled her. This is a debut that, while surprising, isn't that surprising if you've been clued up on reports of the past few weeks and months. The original War Games plan that came out from The Observer a few months ago had included Lash Legend on the women's team, and everyone was like, hang on a second, she's in NXT. she's not on the main roster. Why is she
What's
planning
she doing here?
for War Games? And now it looks like that has come to pass. She's now potentially going to be involved in the War Games match that looks to be building on the women's division on SmackDown. WrestleVotes reporting Lash Legend officially debuts on SmackDown. She'll be a fixture of the show going forward, paired with Nia Jax for the time being. And there's a level of optimism for her within WWE's creative team. Obviously, a lot of potential there.
I think Legend and Jax are a fun team. There could be some good bands with like a big heavyweight bruiser tag team like those two knocking about.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I think it could be a lot of fun. It also allows the NXT women's division to fill a gap. Like, you can have more people come up in that division now that Lash Legend has moved on to the main roster, and hopefully it'll be a force to be reckoned with there.
There is a force unknown in the John Cena Last Time Is Now tournament. We had more matches announced last night on SmackDown for it, as well as the previously announced Damian Priest versus Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sheamus. Also fighting for the right to face John Cena in his swan song as The Miz, who will take on Jey Uso, and LA Knights, who will take on a mystery opponent.
I wonder if people just said his name, if he would appear. That's got to be who it is, right? That's got to be. It's got to be Mr. Joe Hendry. If they're doing a mystery, that makes the most sense.
I don't know. I mean, okay, I know they're being silly buggers with it, but obviously there's a lot of conversations about people coming from other places to compete for the right to face John Cena in his final match. And one name that was thrown around for a long time is Adam Copeland, aka Edge. And it was just the other day that WWE went, for no particular reason, here's a YouTube video of some great John Cena and Edge matches. Why do that if you're not going to do that?
Because of contract laws. No, I think it was smart of them to tease that, just because it does get people talking. It's fun. Realistically, though, it's never going to happen. He's under contract with AEW. There's no sign that changing anytime soon. I highly doubt that AEW would go, you know what? Yeah, you can borrow Adam Copeland for the night and not have him face John Cena. Like, if you had, like, all signs point to.
Can you crash out to LA Knight in the first round?
I don't see that happening. And I would expect them to want something major in return. So I doubt it's going to be Adam Copeland. Maybe Kenny Omega, though. Maybe Hangman Page. Their names, you never know. They're long-standing rivals of John Cena, so maybe they could be involved. No, it's got to be Joe Hendry. It's got to be either Gunther. Maybe have him back in this spot. Anyone else off the top of the noggin?
I mean, there was one guy who went onto his socials to tease his return last night.
It could be him.
It'd
be very quick, a very quick turnaround for him, for the man we're talking about, of course, Kevin Owens.
So last night, just before SmackDown, he put on a little 15-second or so video with his theme music blaring in the background, and then you see some shots of him doing some training in the Performance Center. He is looking svelte.
He is.
He is hitting his sin count on Slimming World. Look at him go.
He's doing very well. He looks great.
Yeah.
Like, not to say he was like big before, but he was always a stocky lad. He looks so small. He's a cruiserweight now.
He's a little guy. Kevin Owens. Put him in my pocket.
And if anyone saw the photos of him when the first images of him dropped, where it was like, oh, he's lost a lot of weight. Like, it was against his son, who's like 20 foot tall.
Yeah, there is that as well.
Godzilla-like.
Him and Gary Barlow's son should form a tag team.
They should. I'm excited for when Kevin Owens can get back in the ring. It still feels like we're a little way off, right?
Yeah,
how long a neck injury and something a neck surgery takes to recover from. Obviously, that was just April time that he actually took time off. Maybe July that he actually had the surgery from memory. When he comes back, though, do we see him actually wrestling, or do we think that because we weren't sure if he would wrestle? Do you think he's just doing this to,
He's hyping up the fact that he is getting back into the... Because there was some question marks whether or not he would come back at all.
Yeah.
And I think this video certainly gives us the indication that as far as Kevin Owens is concerned, and maybe his medical professionals are concerned, he is coming back. And the journey has begun to get him back.
You could save him if he's okay and well enough for WrestleMania. You don't need to advertise a Kevin Owens return, because he's going to get a massive pop either way.
Yeah.
But you may as well just have a surprise. Have it be at WrestleMania if he's coming back.
That would be nice.
To turn on Sami Zayn after he wins the World Championship or something like that.
Just like the good old days.
Just throw us back to that time. But hopefully Kevin Owens is on the fast track to healing.
Very much so. We'll hopefully see him very, very soon. Could we see Logan Paul as world champion in our lifetime? That is a terrifying question that we asked on the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast last night. Oof, that was... it's so funny because last night's podcast was the first time in the 8 years of the podcast that the original 3 founding fathers were not on it.
Not one of them.
Yeah, off sick and absences and stuff meant that it's me, Joel, and Sam. And the question is, should Logan Paul become world champion? So you go onto that video and you see me, Sam, and Joel, and all the comments are, no chance, stop it, no.
Yeah.
Which I think's for Logan Paul.
Yeah.
But we're not sure.
Yeah.
Could be both.
Could be. Did you play the part of Matthew?
I did indeed, pal. To the point where some people thought it was a bit where I opened and went, welcome to the Cultaholic Classic SmackDown review. That wasn't even a bit. I genuinely said that by accident.
He was just in the zone. He was in the zone. That's all it was.
And I called the Hall of Fame the mailbag. I had a blinder.
It happens.
Mav, we love you. Be back next week, boss. All right. For the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.